Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Great League, and let's try out this team here featuring the Altaria paired with the Registeel and the Lanturn. So we got the Altaria versus this Quagsire here. Pretty good lead as we're doing a ton of fast move pressure. Already dealing about 10% damage compared to the Quagsire, but they do get the Stone Edge to go along. We are able to survive it, so we let it go, and our opponent here ends up investing with shield. So they are looking to try to either take us out here or get this shield, and they do like to get the shield and go for the Stone Edge. So we switch out into the Reggie when they reveal Mandibuzz. The Mandibuzz here is going to struggle against this Reggie. We are going to be able to fight back with this Zap Cannon. Zap Cannon goes through, we initiate the debuff, so this is going great for us. They are running the Foul Play, so we are going to be able to get to 100 energy here. This next Foul Play will not KO, but we need to throw a move here soon as we are close to 100 energy. We're going to undercharge right here. This Focus Blast doesn't KO. They do switch out, and then we're going to combo play into our own Altaria with the move. This is going to get the Quagsire into the low red, but our opponent here does reach another Stone Edge, so they got to 3 Stone Edges right there, which is really, really great for them. We're going to go back into our Regis here to see what they have in the bag, but they come back in with their Mandibuzz, hoping that we use some energy, but we're just going to let this go here, and then we're going to have this Lanturn for their backline, and they decided to GG's quit. So probably another flyer, maybe probably a Skarmory, or maybe even a Gligar or something, but they did not want to see that Lanturn for sure. All right, here we go. We got the Altaria versus the Dragonair. This is going to be kind of an interesting matchup here. The Altaria, I would say, is slightly more tankier, but it is not able to get to these targets as fast. So we're just going to stay in, play out the one shield here, grab this shield as well, and then we're going to switch out to see what they have in the back here. They end up having the Talonflame. So Talonflame here is going to have to either shield or let this go. They decide to shield it up, and we do get the debuff, so we got the best of both worlds there. This means that we're going to be able to survive this Flame Charge easily, and then it allows us to get to this next with Zap Cannon. So Zap Cannon right here will take out the Talonflame. This Registeel ended up flipping the switch for us. They come back in with the Dragonair, and at this point, I have no idea what they have in the back here. We're just going to make a call, and we're going to go back into our Altaria, forcing them to use their energy. We decided to let this go because we think the Lanturn is going to be favorable, and that is the wrong call, unfortunately. They thought maybe an Annihilate was floating in the back, but it looks like this is going to be the Venusaur, and this is going to be GG's right here. They do have 2 moves. One Frenzy Plant does get shielded, but they have another one for the KO, so unable to win that game right there. Just a bad read, but tough backline to deal with. Yeah, I guess in hindsight, if we had been able to keep the Altaria alive, we would have been able to have a little bit of a chance to get to that Sky Attack, and then who knows what would have happened. All right, here we got the Sableye versus the Altaria. We're looking at all that fast move pressure we're doing, already getting the Sableye close to 50%. You do decide to shield the first one. They switch out into their Azumarill right afterwards, and we have the Reggie for this Azumarill. We're going to go for this Zap Cannon right here. It is going to be super effective, but it does not get the debuff this time, so we're going to have to just tank this move here. Ends up being the Hydro Pump, so we know that they have Hydro Pump. We're going to go for this Focus Blast right here because we want to try to get a shield or potentially get it low enough that we can farm with something later. It looks like we do grab the shield, which is great, but we are going to force them to use some energy here, and they do go for the bait. Play Rough does not KO, so we're going to switch out immediately into the Altaria, grab that second shield here, and since they have Play Rough and Hydro Pump, we know that this Play Rough doesn't KO. We are going to see, what is that, a Drapion. Drapion here is going to have to tank all of these Dragon Breaths. You can see just adding up all this damage. They're looking for the farm now, so they do get the farm down, but the Altaria alone did roughly 80% by itself. So we take that. We know that this has a ton of energy. One crunch goes through. We are able to survive it. We avoid the debuff, which is great. So this doesn't force us to use this shield. We avoid another debuff, and that is fantastic. We are going to be able to stay with this Lanturn right now. And then they come back in with the Azumarill, and we get the farm down, and that is going to be horrible news for our opponent. because now we have 4 energy to throw back at the Sableye. We go for the Thunderbolt. It doesn't quite KO, but the ensuing Water Gun does. So GG's Typhonic able to win that game with the Lantern, taking out the Sableye, taking out the Azumarill, and just cleaning up the entire team, which is the power of the Lantern running the Water Gun. All right, here we go. We got the Defense Deoxys versus our Altaria. We're going to stay in for now because we are resisting the fast moves. You can see these Dragon Breaths are still dealing a lot of damage, a lot of pressure going on right now. Thunderbolt goes to it. We are able to tank it. We are going to throw this Moonblast here, and they do catch it onto their Lickitung. So we try to get a little bit of debuff right there, but it did not happen. But we do a chunk of damage still, and this puts it in range of the Focus Blast. So that was the idea. Focus Blast right here is going to get the KO, or it's going to get the shield. Oh, our opponent decides to let it go, thinking that they survive it. Now we have this Reggie ready to go. Has a little bit of residual energy, so we're going to be able to get to this move here. Oh, our opponent does reach a move. Is this the Thunderbolt? Yes, it is. Doesn't quite KO, but we are going to be able to fire off a Zap Cannon of our own. And this Zap Cannon here does get shielded, and we get the debuff, so we're going to switch out into the Lantern, forcing them to use the backline. And they have the Spark Lantern, so this is going to be interesting. We have 2 shields. They have 1. Are they going to go for the bait? We call the bait. Ends up being the Surf. So that puts us in a great spot right now because we can just go for Thunderbolts because they are way, way behind in energy. We have these shields that we can use. This is potential Thunderbolt now. And they still go for a Surf. So that was a great bait by them. But you can see these Thunderbolts are also fighting back, getting into equal health, and now we are able to catch a move right there. That catch right here ends up being the Surf, so they're going for another bait. They are able to farm down, but we got them to use a good amount of energy. So we have a shield here to deal with, and we have 2 Pokemon. We're going to come back in here with the Altaria, forcing them to use the Thunderbolt. They go for the Surf here. We're going to be able to farm down, so we're just going to shield right here to apply the pressure. We know that this Deoxys is energy dry. We get to this Sky Attack, take out the Deoxys, and now we're going to be able to farm down the Lantern. So GG Star Opponent able to win that game with the combination of our own Lantern and Altaria with 2 shields. So I think the play of the game was calling that bait with their opposing Lantern, which allowed us to kind of apply our own pressure. Here we go, Mirror Altaria. These are always kind of tricky, kind of dependent on CAP ties, kind of depends on shields. So we're just going to fire off immediately here. We do grab the shield, which is great. Both of us here are staying in for now. They decided to use the energy before we get to ours. We're going to let this go here because we do have the Reggie that can tank all these moves if they decide to use it. And they decided to quit, so that is GG's. Probably an Azumarill on the back, but check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.